Okay, so this is Blasting Rock in Construction by Judah Kraft and Thomas Marks. This is our outline showing what we'll be going over in this presentation. So, what is blasting rock in construction? Blasting is the controlled use of explosives and other methods such as gas pressure blasting pyrotechnics to break rock for excavation. It is practiced most often in mining, quarrying, and civil engineering such as dam, tunnel, or road construction. So they use this to open up a tunnel when they're building a tunnel, and they can start work from there, or to create a dam, or to lay out the foundation for the road. The result of rock blasting is often known as a rock cut. The basic process of rock blasting. So there you see four pictures on the left side there. First picture is the drilling of the hole that they're going to put the charge in. And the second picture is the hole that the charge will be placed in. And then the third picture, they are placing the charges in the holes so they can perform the blast. And then the fourth picture is when you detonate the charge. That's what it looks like. But then after all that, you have to clear away the broken material to ensure a safe work environment. Explosives. So what is an explosive? Any substance or device that can be made to produce a volume of rapidly expanding gas in an extremely brief period. There are three fundamental types of explosives: mechanical, nuclear, and chemical, and we're about to get into those. So, a mechanical explosion. A mechanical explosive is one that depends on a physical reaction, such as overloading a container with compressed air. So, you load this said container with so much compressed air that it explodes and creates a mechanical reaction to explosion, and it just explodes the ground. And these are often used in the mining industry. Next is nuclear explosives. A nuclear explosive is one in which a sustained nuclear reaction can be made to take place with almost instant rapidity, releasing large amounts of energy. Very dangerous and volatile, but when handled correctly can be used for possible petroleum extraction. So nuclear explosives are obviously very dangerous, but they're very effective, and they can be very useful in the right situation. Chemical explosives. So chemical explosives are of two types: detonating or high explosives and deflagrating or low explosives. Detonating explosives such as TNT and dynamite are characterized by extremely rapid decomposition and development of high pressure, whereas deflagrating explosives such as black and smokeless powders involve merely fast burning and produce relatively low pressures. So the detonating explosives obviously create a much bigger detonation, like explosive. So that you would use that for bigger projects, and then the lower charge explosives, the deflagrating explosives, you would use that for smaller, not maybe you don't have to go as deep into the ground, or the ground isn't as hard or tough.
My partner is Thomas Marks, and this is the second half of our presentation. I'll be beginning at the history of using explosives in construction. So, basically, the use of explosives in mining goes way back to the year of 1627. When gunpowder was first used in place of mechanical tools. That was way back in former Slovakia. The innovation quickly spread to Europe and then very quickly to America, where it expanded heavily. We use it for just about any heavy excavation that we couldn't use regular tools for, or that it was more efficient to use the blasting. We also use blasting in highway construction. That's our next slide. Roads are cut around the world using blasting methods, which removes the hard rock from beneath the planned roadway surface. So that's our excavation we're talking about. You don't really want to stick a shovel in there, so we go ahead and stick an explosive in there and break it up. The rock blasting procedure is designed to also ensure that the area is level for the road construction after the blast. You need it to be level, though, so everything can be structural and sound. In some cases, the teams create embankments by reusing cut material. We learned about embankments in class. Let's see. Our next slide is safety in blasting rock. So in blasting rock design, there are generally two major considerations: safety concerns and operational concerns. Safety concerns should always come first. That's almost always rule number one in construction: safety first. Every blasting operation must have a blaster in charge, or a BIC. This individual has overall responsibility for all aspects of the blasting operation. Safe blasting requires four basic elements. So you need proper design, specification, pre-qualification, and oversight. So those are your four. So our next slide is going to be blasting cost. So blasting costs include drilling costs, blasting materials cost, and auxiliary costs such as staff wages, transportation, safety, storage, and overhead costs. A specific charge or size of the charge and specific drilling diameter of the hole are two substantial factors concerning blasting patterns when you're designing them that influence the blasting cost. So the diameter of the hole, how big of the hole you're sitting the explosive in, as well as the size of the charge itself, are two things that really go big into the cost, because the bigger, the more expensive, obviously, the more gunpowder you need, or the more dynamite, or whatever you're using. Let's see. So, in summary, blasting rock is the controlled use of explosives to break rock for excavation. It is essential in some construction jobs to make the area level and flat. Blasting rock is an important step in the construction process. It is important to make sure you are being precise with your measurements and practicing safety procedures with your blasting techniques in order to complete the process timely and safely. Like we said earlier, blasting can be extremely dangerous, but when done correctly, can be extremely effective and very, very helpful in our construction process. Thank you.